Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kalen Moss, the Minute Admin, with Taylor Wilson, the Resourceful Vet, and we are doing market research for the VA course that we're going to create for Taylor Wilson. And the purpose of all of these videos is A, to show people the importance of building in public, B, to build something for Taylor and show you guys how to actually build an online course, and then C, to really just show you guys what it takes to really build something worth value. Taylor, you ready to go to the top?
Let's go. Chop, chop.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to share this screen. Okay, so we have Voc Rehab as a potential course. Oops, I was about to press print. We have Voc Rehab as a potential course here for you. Now, we're at the point now where we have identified a target market. We've immersed ourselves in these target market questions. We got Baby Roman here with us. Say what's up to the camera, Baby Roman. Thank you, sir. We have your ideal client avatar, current situation, desired situation. We have some other stuff here about you, family and stuff like that. We went down here. We talked about where you get your news, how you feel about your job, what your ideal client, what their concerns in life are, things they're afraid of, what do they hate, what aspects of their life affect how you market your offer to them. Other things related to past experiences, reflections on the past, so many different things, man. So at this point now, we're going to finish out some of this stuff right here. All right. So let's try to knock this out here. So is your ideal client, think about the person you want to work with the most. Are they comparing your offer with anybody else? Do you know if there's any other offer related to Voc Rehab out there? Any other product or service?
Yeah, I've seen some people online, like with the online strategy formulation. Like I saw one guy, but I didn't save the link or article for it.
Now, okay. So what would make your offer stand out in their mind? Why would they choose Taylor Wilson's Voc Rehab course?
Basically, to get an all-in-one solution with everything you need for your degree, like what jobs you could do.
Okay, you said one-stop solution
for your labor market information packet.
So what makes it stand out? That is what makes it stand out.
Guarantees funding.
If they follow the process.
Yes.
Because we don't want to say, hey, you're guaranteed to get a result. That's like saying, like, if I was to teach a course on how to pass a certification, I'm like, guaranteed you'll pass. Well, what if they don't pass?
Right.
I can't really necessarily guarantee, but I can say, hey, if you follow this process, you'll give yourself a way higher chance.
Right.
All right. Competitors. All right. What risks might they have about purchasing? What concern would you see them coming up against if they're thinking about purchasing this offer? Like what would their main concerns be?
Am I going to get a solution?
Am I going to get the solution I need?
Yes.
how are they going to overcome those concerns? What are they going to do to rationalize with themselves? Like, hey, you know what? I think I can get a solution. How are they going to rationalize that? What's their thought process?
Can they find 3 jobs with a 20% or more career trajectory within the next 10 years between 2022 and 2032 that are going to basically grow and have a bright outlook, and you can
I think that's good. That sounds good. So their rationalization would be is if they can find 3 jobs with a 20% or more that will grow, they'll think it's a good decision to buy. All right. Last step. What's the final straw that's going to make them finally pull the trigger and purchase the course? So what situations, what are you going to do to make them have a sense of urgency? What's going to be that final mechanism to finally kick them over the edge, so to speak?
I just say like following up with them, like in a phone call or an email or something, and just helping them.
So as far as phone calls and follow-ups, yes, that's going to work. What I mean here is without you even needing to follow up, how can you create urgency? Like, hey, do this or you're going to miss out on this, or do this or else you're going to miss out on this new opportunity. Like, what would they miss out on? Like, people have fears of missing out. They have fear of failure. Like, maybe you might say, hey, if you don't do this, think about what your life's going to be like if you don't get this. So what are some things that are going to create in their mind a sense of urgency?
I would say just like you're only 6 months away from a life change.
You're only 6 months away from changing your life. I like it. All right. I like it. We can come back to some of these. Let's see. What does this say? Let's try to make one of these and answer just one at least. So, are there any discounts, bonuses, limited time offers that you could give them that would make them want to purchase?
That would what?
Make them want to purchase?
I would say just
anything that could be like
urgency or Veterans Day discounts or
I like it. I like it. Memorial Day discounts.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. What emotional triggers, like the fear of missing out, excitement, the need for change? I think that kind of hits on if you miss this.
Like every season there's a sale, like summer, don't miss our summer sale, like when I got my purple mattress, I went into the showroom, I got the showroom sale, the Veterans Day, I got the Veterans discount, and I got like the in-store discount, 3 different discounts stacked on top of each other. Brought my bed down like $2,500. I was like,
okay, yeah, those are good. Yeah, those are some things we could definitely incorporate. So we have those discounts up here. Emotional triggers. What would make them lead to want to make a change or a decision? Don't miss this while you still have your GI Bill. right?
Right.
Like that could be something where they're like, oh, wait, like I need to get this while I still have the GI Bill.
Yeah.
Or, holiday discounts, things like it potentially you even like coaching them up step by step through the process one time. Things like that. All right.
Phone calls.
Either group or one-on-one phone calls. All right. Is there anything in society or from their friends or from their wife or whatever that's going to play a crucial role in making them want to purchase this?
It's upfront guidance, coaching, and consultation, and more of just like general knowledge and navigation. And for what we're offering up front, it's an upfront, it's a small upfront price, but for a lifelong reward versus taking 6% or more of a big bite of what you already, have in the market.
So real quick, I'm gonna pause you right there. So for this one, it's more so related to there's always internal factors that cause people to buy stuff. Like for example, let's say with Roman, right? You have a wife and you have a kid. Let's say one day you buy a minivan. Well, the reason you buy a minivan is externally your wife might be pressuring you to say, hey, babe, we need a more safe and bigger car. So your wife was your external pressure in a way that made you buy that vehicle. So what are some external things outside of you that would cause you to want to buy this course? Your wife may be saying, hey, we need extra money, or maybe, the economy, the inflation, whatever it is.
Yeah. It could just be like, for me, like I live in Southern California. I got a $4,500 a month mortgage, like shit ain't cheap. So, for me, that's just barely enough covering it with my disability, plus like going to school as a student. So it's just a matter of finding work, and employment and trying to make it. But, I'm from Oklahoma. Like certain people live there. It's a lot easier living out there, but with the economy, it's growing too. So it just depends,
All right. No, that makes sense. Okay. So now it's time for us to look at their most frequently asked questions. So just off the top of your head, could you see anything related to frequently asked questions that they might ask? Like what questions would a Marine who's about to take your course with 10% GI Bill, 10% VA rating, what questions might he already be asking?
How do I get started?
All right, we're going to do some reconnaissance here. All right.
I'm going to look at some past messages.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, so we're going to look at VA groups. We're going to look at Voc Rehab on Facebook. So let's see what groups come up. All right, look, we have right here, Disabled Veterans, Chapter 31, Voc Rehab. We have VR and E, formerly Voc Rehab Assistance Group. Voc Rehab for Veterans, see all. Vocational Rehab, Chapter 31. So let's look into some of these. Let's see if there's some of these are open. So this one has 40,000 members, bro. So there's definitely a market. There's definitely a market for you to serve. And this right here, disabledveterans.org, vocation VR and E. My proven strategies can win your tough Voc Rehab claim for the career of your dreams. Get the Voc Rehab Survival Guide for $19.97. What you get, here's what you get. Survival Guide, bonus materials, gain the confidence, testimonials. Here's another group. Voc Rehab. Voc Rehab. All right, I'm going to send you these links. So you can join these groups. Are you a member of any of these groups?
I'll have to check. I don't, probably not.
All right, I'm sending you the links in the chat. So if anyone ever wants to go to these, you can click the link. All right, so we know that people are interested. Preparing for your next mission, discussion group, rehab for veterans. Now, redeeming the promise of a square deal. All right. Let's see. I'm going to join that group. All right. I don't know if I'm going to answer these, but you should go ahead and join in. I'll probably join. We'll put you on mute. Let's see. It's also good to see, like, look, are you a disabled veteran? I agree to the group rules. Join group. Let's see. What is it? What branch did you serve in? Active or reservist? Where were you stationed? When did you enlist? These are all questions that you could ask in a Facebook group. We can spin up a Facebook group here. All 4 questions must be answered. What branch of the military did you serve? Are you willing to read over the rules? I understand my post may not be approved. I agree to the group rules. Okay. So for now, at least right now, we've got that for groups. Let's see what pages come up on Facebook for Voc Rehab. Pennsylvania office. So it has 6,000 followers. So looks like the website. All right. So vocational rehab services. Types of vocational rehab services. Diagnostic services. This is a good little piece because look. Think about how many different things you could do for Voc Rehab.
Oh, there's so many things.
Diagnosis, vocational evaluation, counseling, training, restoration services, placement assistance, assistive technology, support services. Client assistance program. All right, we're going to keep this. This is going to be one of our things that we're going to hold in our research. So we're going to put that in the research punch list. And then what we're going to do here is, I mean, this is cool. I'm going to close out of this one. Let's see, Voc Rehab. We're going to have, let's see if they have anything. Biggest lies Voc Rehab tells veterans. What is this? Where does this take us? Oh, this is our guy, Benjamin Krause, right here. He's the one with the course. Right here.
Yeah, that's the guy.
So he's on this page. Voc Rehab, independent learning. Four comments. What does it say? Thank you for sharing this info. So biggest lies. This gives us some research right here. Look. What are the lies? Book of Q. A VRE Book of Q. Top 5 lies right here. Here's the top 5 lies. Veterans with high disability ratings usually fail to complete their training. You can't use Voc Rehab if you're individually unemployable. Vets with families have a harder time completing the program. Vet readiness will not pay for grad school. If you have a job, you don't qualify for vet readiness. Okay, so these are good. This is good research. So we're not going to go through the whole thing here. What we're going to do is put this in the research punch list right here. And we're going to close that. So this is good.
What does he mean, Book of Q?
I have no idea. You would know way more than I do on that. But let's not focus on the details. Let's try to just get a little bit of let's just try to like knock out as much research as we can for people, and then we'll come back to it. Sound good? So we have a bunch of comments. Look at this. So this one, the independent living program is for disabled vets not seeking employment. So if we look at this code of regulations, so it breaks down everything. But look, I bet down here below, look at all these questions. Let's see. What type of services? So maybe a common question for from your target market is what kind of services? What is that? What would you say? How would you finish that question? I'm not really sure what she means by what kind of services.
What's your training pipeline? What's your pipeline to enter the system? What is your ticket you're submitting to get approved?
So is that
what type of ticket? Are you submitting a educational ticket? Are you submitting a vocational school ticket? Are you submitting a law school template ticket? Like
who's asking that question though?
The Voc Rehab counselor.
Okay, so we're not going to market to the Voc Rehab counselor. So we're going to market to me as the guy, the Marine, who's being asked the question. What question would me as the Marine be asking?
How do I get approved?
Well, that's kind of goes with this one, right? How do I get started? How do I get approved?
What do I got to do?
Or approved. So I think for this one, what is this? I wonder what this lady right here is asking. May I ask what type of services? I did all the testing as if so they can determine compatibility with your chosen field. I opted for a state-of-the-art sewing machine in classes about $7,000 many years ago. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this, leave questions in the chat. Hey, I appreciate the couple of folks who are on right now. Leave a question in the chat. Give us some feedback if you think you understand what this question is. We appreciate you being here. Would love to hear your feedback and some stuff that you're thinking. Okay, so the key is for you to find what and where it is. What you specific? Okay, I want a PhD. I need to look into all this. My counselor closed my case. Basically, they made me TDIU while Voc Rehab is working with me. Someone outside of VA won't rehab someone who's TDIU, so I am reluctant to ask. I think we lost Taylor. All right, so what I'm going to do is keep on going here. I think it's extremely important to break in here and let you know that the criteria has changed. There were a huge number of vets. So, I think what is the criteria? What is the criteria for ... I'm not sure what they're meaning by criteria here, but one of the big ones, people was showing up looking for tractors. I think this is urban legend, few counselors probably bought 1 or 2 reactors and it hit the veteran highway. Everyone was demanding them. That's no longer authorized. There's no more very expensive hobby items. This is an interesting post because this is me as the course creator, digital marketer who's helping my buddy Taylor create this course. I don't know too much about Voc Rehab. Matter of fact, I don't know anything about Voc Rehab except what I'm learning here on the fly. But Taylor is the expert, which is why we're making this course together, because he's the expert in Voc Rehab and VA disability. I'm the expert in creating courses, marketing them, and growing them. So the only problem is I don't know anything about what he knows. So I'm going to see where he's at, but I'm also going to keep going through. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep going here. If you're wanting that, you will not get your long and expensive programs are not a component of IL. As for seeking, okay, so this person's answering. My counselor told me I was too old to pursue a law degree. I'm 60. I have a paralegal cert, and I need 9 more credits to graduate with an associate degree. I told her supervisor about her and thinks she's only going to prove the least amount of benefits to assist me. How are things resolved? I'm at Howard University, majoring in legal communication. So this question could be more around, am I too old for Voc Rehab? Unethical if you have the impression this is happening, approach supervisor. Just asking. Okay, so really another question might be, who should I speak with to get Voc Rehab? That's a question that's popping up for me. Is I'm sure a lot of people are asking, who should I actually speak with? All right. Found out the last year and a half, the counselors are required to seek out community services. Vets were getting tractors. Not sure if I'm physically disabled. Oh, can I get Voc Rehab if I'm physically disabled? Let's see. I was a chaplain in the Army. Always wanted to be a counselor. Let's see what this story is. I went to Voc Rehab. Bill in this male pig would take too long to accomplish my dream. Was a single mom with 2 kids. He wanted me to be a court reporter. Something. Ooh, this is bringing up a question of, do I have to do what my counselor / supervisor tells me I have to do? That's a question. Ended up going to the school of my dreams. How do I get into the school of my dreams? I had a few. Oh, another question. How do I get into the degree I want to pursue? Or also, what if I have a low GPA? These are good. These are questions I'm sure people are asking when they're looking at getting Voc Rehab. So we also have my essay, right? I mean, I'm sure people ask, how do I write an essay for Voc Rehab? Let's see. Wanted me to go to school. Friend helped me get. I already have like 3 questions just from this one right here. I'm sure there's so many. Also, can I get a master's with Voc Rehab? Did I already ask that question? I don't think so. Okay. All right. And then, so these are some questions that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking. And the thing is, when you're creating an online course as a digital marketer, remember, you're doing market research. I'm just intuitively coming up with questions that I'm sure that naturally people would have if they're looking to get Voc Rehab. So these are just some things to really think about, especially if you're a digital marketer and a course creator and an expert, really. I had 2 years left of school. My BA was useless. It's my internship and I have a full-time job as a high school counselor. It's getting real. I got to stay on top. However, I'm not pressuring myself. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. I have less than a year left of school. So what if I have less than a year left of school? Okay, so we have insert a few more rows. Now it's getting real. I can't have any more breakdowns. I have to stay on top. Oh, another one is what if I don't stay on top of my studies? And look, y'all, this is the hack. This is the ultimate hack. If you're creating a course, Taylor's back in. All right, let's see. His connection dropped. The epiphany. I'm about to put this in the chat. When you're creating a course, there's so many ways to find answers. And something that just hit me is, think about it like this. Every common question you come up with, this is crazy. Every common question you come up with or that you find can open up a Pandora's box of other questions if you type each question you find into Google or ChatGPT. Like, all these questions I can put into Google right here. What if I don't say it on top of my studies? Watch. Google and then put Voc Rehab. Think about it. Look, failing a class in Voc Rehab. Help. Failing college due to mental issues. How your reason for withdrawing eligibility for vet ready, like top 9 things to know. So many resources. I'm going to come back to this, but we're going to finish up some of these questions. But we're going to try to get 15 to 20 questions for. This is my advice. We're going to get 15 to 20 questions. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put them into Google. So We're going to get 2 more down here below. Okay, so another one is, what should my plan B be if things don't go as expected? That's one I'm sure people ask. Master's degree are not impossible, but they're rare. So what's that question? Can I get a master's? Okay, the person can get useful and gainful work at a lower degree level. The counselor has to judge the case. An example of the proper decision process. How well did the vet do academic-wise? Is the mode of work compatible with their disability? What are the employment stats in the area? Is the person dedicated to this career? Are they looking just to have it, or do they really need it? Anyway, I would point out that your former counselor was relying too heavy on dot rather than actual info. The demand for court recorders is going down sharply with the advent of other and more accurate recording methods. You would have likely not been able to find sufficient job offers. Oh, so what if the job I want isn't growing? Can I still get Voc Rehab? Questions, y'all. This is why you really have to just read. You have to immerse yourself in the community that you're creating an online course for. If you don't immerse yourself in the community, you're creating a course or a product or anything, a service, you don't really know the community and the questions they're asking, that's going to be so hard. So very important. Can someone who is this is literally a question. So we're going to take this. Can someone who is TDIU still seek Voc Rehab? You must be prepared to accept your choices might be limited. A rare example, a rather extreme example, but I saw it a million times. Vet comes in with a serious back problem and they want training to be a mechanic. Answer will be no. So, what if my disability conflicts with the career I want? Will I be able to get Voc Rehab? Finish the training. Okay. If the person is asking for a Voc Rehab plan not suitable for his or her disabilities, they'll be unable to finish the training. If they finish the training, it will be inappropriate because it might worsen their disability and not maintain the employment. So really important things to know, questions to ask. And that's just off of this is why it's so easy to go out and find. You just have to go to where your target market is at and see what questions they're asking. So if you're a course creator, if you're creating a course, honestly, this is just business reconnaissance. This is just business 101, going out and searching to see what your target market is experiencing. Independent living. All right, let's see. What else does this page have? Is that it? Posts. All right. Voc Rehab. Oh, this has 1 follower. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not useful because it has 1 follower and they haven't posted anything. Northern Voc Rehab. Let's see. What are people asking? Are there any questions? 2 shares, likes. What other questions? Please cast your vote. All right. We're going to go to the next one. Georgia Voc Rehab Agency. SOS Voc Rehab. Voc Rehab, 27 likes. I like looking at stuff that has a lot of followers because it means that they're doing something. It means they're staying up to date. If it says you have less than 10 followers, you probably haven't been posting that much. Georgia Voc Rehab. December grads. I'm sure it's a bunch of congrats. Yeah. Went to the last job fair and haven't heard anything back yet. Ooh. How do I how do I get jobs from a job fair? Sure, that's a common question. How do I get a job from a job fair? What else? Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving. What else do we have? From providers. All right. So we have public comments. So let's see where this takes us. Georgia Voc Rehab Agency. Apply for services. All right. So some things that we want to start. We have 20 questions now. Some things to really start thinking about. Hey, we have Taylor back.
What's up?
Hey. So we have 20 questions. So I went through some of the comments and I came up with some questions. Tell me if these sound familiar, okay?
Okay.
And remember, this is not me asking the questions. This is not the Voc Rehab facility asking questions. This is your ideal target market, your ideal Marine Corps, has at least 10% VA disability, is service connected, has the GI Bill at least 1 day left. This is your guy right here, all right, asking these questions. So he's asking, how do I get started? How do I get approved? What kind of services can I get? What's the criteria for, you fill in the blank, right? Like, what's the criteria for, I'm just going to say fill in the blank. Am I too old for Voc Rehab? Who should I speak with to get Voc Rehab? Can I get Voc Rehab if I'm physically disabled? Do I have to do what my counselor supervisor tells me I have to do? How do I get into the school of my dreams? How do I get into the degree I want to pursue? What if I have a low GPA? How do I write an essay for Voc Rehab? Can I get a master's with Voc Rehab? What if I have less than a year left of school? What if I don't stay on top of my studies? What should my plan B be if things don't go as expected? What if the job I want isn't growing? Can I still get Voc Rehab? Can someone who has TDIU still seek Voc Rehab? What if my disability conflicts with the career I want? Will I be able to get Voc Rehab? How do I get a job from a job fair? So, hearing those questions, are there any other common questions that you've seen or maybe you asked when you were getting Voc Rehab, Taylor?
Those are pretty good for now.
Okay. So we're going to go to, we lost Taylor again, you guys. He's having some difficulties. So negative assumptions. You know what, guys?
I'm back. I switched to my computer.
Oh, nice. All right. So I had an idea just now that just came to me literally in the past millisecond. If we go to ChatGPT and we say, I'm creating a course for Voc Rehab. My ideal client for this course is a Marine Corps veteran with 10% or more VA disability.
Or maybe they have no disability.
Well, can you get the GI Bill can you get the Voc Rehab if you have no disability?
No, but you could be in the process of getting service connected for disability, and then once maybe you're gonna get service connected soon, or maybe you want to get Voc Rehab. So like there is a pathway for service connection for your disability.
That's a good point, but here's the important thing. When you're creating a business, any sort of business like this course, when you're creating something, we need to be as specific as possible. I understand that I completely understand what you're saying, but the main thing is we're not going to market our advertisements to that person. when they do become qualified and they have that 10% or more, then they'll qualify to take our course basically. But we want to keep our course very, very specific, because the more specific we can get, the more niche we can get, the more better we can serve this person.
Yeah.
Because like I can't serve a guy who doesn't qualify for Voc Rehab, right? Like if he hasn't done this, if he hasn't gotten 10% or more VA disability rating, then I can't really help him right now
Yeah.
to get Voc Rehab. So there would be no point in trying to market this course to that guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It'd be like trying to give someone guitar lessons and they don't have a guitar.
Right.
So we need to be very specific on who we're talking to. So Marine Corps veteran with 10% or more VA disability service connected rating, and has at least 1 day left on the GI Bill and is a student, right? That's your ideal customer, right? That's who we said.
Yeah.
That's who we set up here.
Yep.
Well, do you want him to be about to graduate, or do you want him to just be a student?
Both.
What do you want? Let's be more specific. Is he either about to graduate or is he a student?
He's about to graduate.
Okay. And is about to graduate. All right. So what we're going to do here is, please look, this is the hack. Please make a list of the top 10 questions my ideal client has about getting Voc Rehab. And also list the top 10 negative assumptions he has when it comes to being able to get Voc Rehab benefits. Boom, watch. Hey, let's go. ChatGPT about to come through in the clutch. All right. Look, am I eligible? How does having 1 day left on my GI Bill impact my eligibility? What steps do I need to take to apply? What benefits does Voc Rehab offer to me as a graduating Marine Corps vet? How long does it typically take to get approved? Can it help me further education or training after graduating? Does it provide assistance and help me find employment? What kind of financial support does it offer? Will the benefits affect my current VA benefits? Does it offer long-term support, or is it limited to a specific time frame? Top 10 negative assumptions they have. They'll think the eligibility criteria is too complex. They won't qualify. The process is going to be long and filled with bureaucratic red tape. Voc Rehab doesn't offer substantial benefits. These are good. Like, I'm about to add these 10 more into this bottom.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do just for now. I'm going to copy all these. Here we go. I'm just going to do this. And then a big shout out to everybody who's watching. I don't know who it is, but hey, if you have any questions, definitely let us know. Impact, or if you have any advice.
Drop a like, comment
That like.
below. Let us know how we doing in the show.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go. You already know.
Bureaucratic hassles, limited benefits, slow processing, inadequate education support. Add in 5 more. We can always come back through this, but these are things to really just like come back and see. Impact on my other benefits. That's a good point. Short-term focus. And this goes for anybody who's creating an online course or any sort of business in general. Is you might not know every single negative assumption that someone has. You can only really go from your experience, but why not utilize technology like ChatGPT to at least kickstart some of this stuff? All right. Okay. Dude, we knocked out what we needed to knock out for this session. Good job. So let's go ahead and take like a 15-minute break and then let's come back. Sound good?
Sounds good. I'm gonna get a quick game of Madden in, and then I'll be back.
All right, brother. Enjoy it. I will see you in 15 minutes.
All right. Peace.